In a world of saturated games where big developers are only focused on profit, it's easy to overlook the hidden gems that offer unforgettable experiences. From cyberpunk cats to mythological warriors, these 10AA games deliver rich narratives, innovative gameplay, and unique atmospheres. Join us as we explore standout titles that promise to captivate and thrill you. Games you won't regret adding to your collection. 9 Souls. 9 Souls is a highly anticipated game developed by Red Candle Games, the studio known for titles like Detention and Devotion. This game blends platforming elements with intense combat, similar to the Metroidvania style. The universe of 9 Souls is inspired by a combination of Chinese mythology and science fiction, offering a rich and engaging narrative. During development, the creators aimed to craft a visually stunning and mechanically challenging world. They used a vibrant color palette and a distinctive art style that evokes a sense of mysticism and tradition. The gameplay involves detailed exploration and strategic combat, where each enemy requires a specific approach. An interesting tidbit is that the development team integrated Chinese cultural and philosophical elements directly into the narrative and character design, providing a unique and culturally rich experience. Still Wakes the Deep.
You bring the police to my door? To my rig?
I can sort this, right? I just need time.
Don't you answer me back! You're fired. You hear me? Fired.
Still Wakes the Deep is a first-person survival thriller developed by the Chinese Room, known for atmospheric titles like Dear Esther and Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Set on an oil platform in the North Sea, the game immerses players in a suspenseful and horror-filled narrative where survival is the main goal. The development team focused on creating an oppressive and tense atmosphere, using high-quality graphics and immersive sound design to enhance the sense of fear. The gameplay involves exploration, puzzle solving, and intense moments of fleeing and hiding to escape the unknown dangers plaguing the platform. An interesting fact about Still Wakes the Deep is that the developers consulted with experts in oil platform engineering to ensure the accuracy of the environments and challenges players face. Galacticar. Galacticar is a strategy game developed by Brightrock Games, the same studio behind War for the Overworld. In this game, players take on the role of administrators of a space hospital, where they must manage resources, treat alien patients, and keep the facility running efficiently. The development of Galacticar was inspired by classic simulation and management games, but with a unique twist of science fiction and humor. The gameplay requires players to balance their decisions between healing patients, expanding the hospital, and dealing with unexpected events. An interesting tidbit is that each alien species has its own unique diseases and treatments, requiring players to constantly adapt their strategies to face new challenges. RoboCop: Rogue City. RoboCop: Rogue City is a first-person action game developed by Teon, the studio responsible for Terminator: Resistance. Based on the iconic film franchise, the game puts players in the role of the legendary cyborg police officer battling crime in a futuristic Detroit. The development of RoboCop: Rogue City focused on capturing the essence of the original films, combining intense action with an engaging narrative. The gameplay includes frantic combat, crime investigation, and decision-making that affects the story's progression. An interesting fact about the game is that Peter Weller, the original actor for RoboCop, returned to provide the voice and motion capture for the character, adding an authentic and nostalgic touch for fans of the series. Asterigos: Curse of the Stars. Asterigos: Curse of the Stars is an action-adventure game developed by Acme Game Studio. Inspired by Greek mythology, the game follows the journey of a young warrior who must face mythical creatures and uncover the mysteries of an ancient cursed city. During development, the team aimed to create a vibrant and immersive world, combining RPG elements with real-time combat. The gameplay encourages exploration, skill customization, and challenging boss battles. An interesting fact about Asterigos is that the design of the monsters and environments was heavily influenced by mythological and historical research, resulting in an intriguing mix of fact and fiction. Stray. Stray is an adventure game developed by Blue 12 Studio and published by Annapurna Interactive. Released in 2022, the game allows players to control a stray cat navigating a cyberpunk city inhabited by robots. The game's atmosphere is marked by its stylized visuals and unique setting, with the city featuring a mix of futuristic and decayed environments. The development of Stray focused on creating an authentic experience of being a cat, with gameplay mechanics that include jumping, meowing, and interacting with the environment in ways only a cat could. The game also includes puzzle and exploration elements, as the feline protagonist uncovers mysteries and helps the robotic inhabitants of the city. An interesting tidbit is that the cat's behavior in the game was based on the developer's own pets, giving a sense of realism to its animations and interactions. A Plague Tale: Requiem, developed by Asobo Studio and published by Focus Home Interactive. Continuing the story of siblings Amisha and Hugo, the game is set in a medieval Europe ravaged by plague and war. The narrative focuses on the siblings' struggle for survival as they face new dangers and challenges. The game's development maintained a focus on creating a dark and oppressive atmosphere, with impressive graphics and an emotionally charged narrative. The gameplay combines elements of stealth, action, and puzzle solving, with new mechanics introduced to enrich the experience. An interesting fact about A Plague Tale: Requiem is that the development team collaborated with historians to ensure the accuracy of the settings and historical events depicted in the game. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes is a mystery and puzzle game developed by Simogo, the studio responsible for acclaimed titles like Sayonara Wild Hearts and Device 6. Set in an enigmatic mansion, the game involves exploration and solving complex puzzles as players unravel a story filled with twists and enigmas. During development, the creators drew inspiration from noir films and mystery literature to create an intriguing and engaging atmosphere. The gameplay focuses on exploring detailed environments and solving puzzles that require careful observation and critical thinking.
You know what kept me alive all these years? Upkeep, maintenance, vigilance. Of course, all that means nothing when Hell's Gate starts spewing shit everywhere.
Evil West. Evil West is a third-person action game developed by Flying Wild Hog and published by Focus Home Interactive. Set in an alternate Wild West, the game blends elements of Western and horror, putting players in the role of a monster hunter who must face a supernatural threat. The development of Evil West focused on creating a visceral and cinematic combat experience, with a variety of weapons and abilities at the player's disposal. The game features a narrative full of action and adventure, with impressive graphics and immersive sound design. An interesting fact about Evil West is that the development team drew inspiration from classic westerns and horror films. Unicorn Overlord. Unicorn Overlord is a tactical RPG developed by Vanillaware, the studio known for games like Odin Sphere and Dragon's Crown. The game is set in a fantasy world where players lead a group of heroes in strategic battles against evil forces. The development of Unicorn Overlord involved creating a deep and complex combat system, with an emphasis on strategy and planning. The game's graphics feature Vanillaware's signature art style, with detailed characters and vibrant environments. An interesting tidbit is that the game incorporates elements of mythology and folklore, influencing both character design and narrative. Do you think this list deserves a continuation? Also, leave a comment below with which game you think should be included in this list. A big hug, and see you tomorrow.